Let's talk about in this video about some hidden gems in perfumery. Or at least this is my personal opinion based on my experience with these fragrances. These are fragrances that I have in my collection. These are fragrances that I used, that I wore a lot of times. Therefore, I'm very familiarized with them. And these are fragrances that I consider that should have a bit more spotlight on them because they truly are great fragrances. So let's start with the first entry in this list of hidden gems, or what I consider to be hidden gems. The first one comes from the merchant of Venice and is called Gran Teatro La Fenice. If you love violet in fragrances, you'll definitely love this one. This is very beautiful, very elegant, and it might make you think that you are spending a night at the opera, or to the theater for that matter. Very beautiful violet note inside, very elegant, very sophisticated, very masculine at the same time. Gran Teatro La Fenice from the Merchant of Venice. My next entry in this list comes from the house of Virtus. It's basically my favorite fragrance from this house. It has been love at first sniff ever since I got it the first time, because this is my second bottle, and it's called Our Amber. If you love amber, but you also love animalic notes, you're gonna definitely love Our Amber. This is so beautiful. Very opulent, very strong, very sophisticated. You have some very beautiful animalic notes inside, combined with a very beautiful amber. Also a bit smoky, very good for semi-formal and especially for formal events. This is a masculine scent, therefore be advised. Incredible performance with Our Amber from Virtus. My next entry in this list comes from the house of State of Mind, and it's one incredible and very beautiful tea-based fragrance. This is called Secret of Success. If you love tea in your fragrances, but if you also love cinnamon, you're gonna definitely love this one. This is a very uplifting interpretation of cinnamon, first and foremost. Very beautiful, very fizzy. It also has a very interesting anisey side, if you want, a bit minty for that matter. Very strong, very powerful, very bright, very uplifting, but at the same time, very soothing, very calming, and very elegant. Performance-wise, really great stuff from State of Mind. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Kerosene, and it's called Summer of '84. If you love grapefruit in fragrances and you want one of the best interpretations, one of the most realistic, natural interpretations available, then this is the fragrance for you. Summer of '84 is all about grapefruit. Bitter, beautiful, fizzy, effervescent, refreshing, uplifting grapefruit. Very good especially in warmer seasons, but also it does work really great in cooler seasons, even in winter time when temperatures drop quite a bit. Very good performance also with this one, just like with every fragrance from Kerosene. So if you love grapefruit, this is definitely a hidden gem. I highly encourage you to give it a try. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Moresque, and it's this bad boy. One of the most beautiful amber perfumes ever created, in my honest opinion. I simply love it because this is a very dry amber. It's very woody, it's very ambery, but dry at the same time. This is Sol Batik. I've spoken about this fragrance so many times in the past. Basically, when nobody knew about this fragrance, I have it in my collection. I love it. I love wearing it. It's simply gorgeous. Very beautiful interpretation. Very good performance with Sol Batik from the house of Moresque. I've seen afterwards that a lot of people, a lot of, I don't know, free bottle persons started to review this one in the online community, but I was already using it for at least 2 years before they started to discover it, if you know what I mean. Next entry in this list with hidden gems comes from the house of Zherzhov, and it's this one. And I simply love it because it's very interesting, very unique, I might say. Amabile. Green apple with spicy cardamom. I simply love the way this smells. I have a lot of fragrances in my collection that feature green apple. I have a lot of fragrances in my collection with cardamom because these are some of my favorite ingredients in perfumery. Still none compared to what Amabile does. I simply love it. Very beautiful fragrance, very creative, very unique, very interesting. Very good performance also with Amabile, and I highly recommend it to you if you want to wear something, let's say, special. Because to me, it is a special fragrance. I don't see it or I don't feel it being worn by other people. It's a fragrance that you won't meet at every step during the day and so on and so forth. Therefore, to me, it's quite a beautiful and unique creation. Although it's readily available, I don't really sniff it on other people. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Giardino Benessere, and it's this beautiful creation called Dasos. This is from their Titans collection, or lineup, whatever you want to call it, and this is all about saffron, and I simply love it. It's such a beautiful scent. Really love it for what it is. Quite simplistic, quite linear, but if you love spicy fragrances, you're gonna definitely love Dasos from Giardino Benessere. And this is very long lasting. Perfect for cooler weather, especially right now. We are in the middle of fall. Winter is coming very soon. And this is simply great. Quality-wise and performance-wise, this is outstanding. Highly recommend it. If you don't know it, if you don't know the house, give it a try. You're gonna truly enjoy what they have to offer. My next entry comes from the house of Boys 1920. This is one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection. It's called Relativamente Rosso. If you love Rose de Mai, if you love incense, woody accords, you're gonna definitely love this one. It also has carnation in the composition. Very, very beautiful, very voluptuous, very elegant composition from Boys 1920. I love the whole house, but this is my favorite one from the entire collection that they have. Highly recommend it. Incredibly good for formal events, formal occasions. My next one is from the house of Attar collection. And this one is what I call a Barber Shop scent done right. Because this one actually smells, to me and on me, like shaving foam. Crystal love for him. Simply love this juice. Very beautiful. Very manly, very elegant, very refreshing and uplifting at the same time. Very versatile also. You can wear it however you want, whenever you want, but it's incredibly good for semi-formal and formal events. Had some issues in the beginning with the performance of this fragrance, just needed a little more time, but afterwards, oh my god. This is one of my favorite fragrances in my entire collection, and I simply love wearing it. Very good for office environments, very good also for holidays, for example, because I had it with me this summer holiday, and I simply loved wearing it in extremely high temperatures. Next entry in this list of hidden gems comes from the house of Gritti, and this is called Neroli Extreme. Yes, you might say, oh, another Neroli Portofino wannabe, another Neroli fragrance, another soapy and whatnot type of scent. No, this is something different. This is very unique by itself. It features orange flowers. It isn't the very soapy, very clean type of fragrance that you might actually be fooled to believe it is. This is very refreshing, very uplifting, very energizing, and with very long-lasting power. Not your regular Neroli, and that's why I truly appreciate this scent. Very good, especially in high temperatures, especially during summertime for that matter, because that's when I mostly wear this type of scents. My next entry comes from the house of Diaz and Orga, and it's of course again the same old El Cosmico. If you want to smell like the desert, then this is the fragrance for you. I don't know why people are raving about Memo Marfa and whatnot. Me, that one doesn't smell like the desert. Also, L'air du désert marocain from Tower, again, doesn't smell like the desert. But this one is something truly spectacular. I don't know if officially it got discontinued, but what's certain is that I cannot find it anymore anywhere. So, if you see a bottle and you like this type of ingredients and you want to smell like the desert, then I highly encourage you to give El Cosmico a try. Very, very beautiful fragrance, very green, very aromatic, very ozonic, sandy, dusty, and also with very good performance, because I'm always interested also in the performance of the compositions that I buy. Another hidden gem, in my opinion, comes from Bond number 9, and it's called Fire Island. One of my favorite summertime fragrances since ever. I know a lot of people don't like this house. I like it. Not a big fan of all of their creations, but still, to me, this is a hidden gem. Again, we have neroli, we have scent. Inside this one, we have skin. and it smells simply amazing. Honestly, one of the best fresh summertime type of fragrances. It doesn't smell like the beach, as others are saying, at least not to me, but a very clean and very refreshing fragrance. Performance-wise, this on my skin is nuclear stuff. Simply love it. Bomb number 9, Fire Island. Next entry in this list comes from the house of Roja Dove, and to me at least, this is one of my favorite fragrances from this house. Scandal Parfum Cologne. I don't know why, don't ask me why, but I simply love this one. Perhaps due to the animalic ingredients found inside the composition. And it simply works flawlessly on my skin. Very good performance, very nice scent, high quality, and I had no issues with the fact that it came in Parfum Cologne concentration. Yeah, it simply works. Although it's a Roja Dove, and in my honest opinion, Roja Dove is actually quite an overrated and overhyped niche house, just like Maison Francis Kurkdjian for that matter, just like Clive Christian. My next entry comes from the house of En Face. I've spoken about this fragrance in the past. I'm going to talk about it today also. Why? Because if you love mango in your fragrances, you're going to definitely love this one, especially if you do not want to smell like overripe mango. No, this is about a green mango. This is aromatic, this is refreshing, combined with a very interesting musky accord. This is simply stunning, especially in hot summertime. But it also works in cooler weather, because I've worn it a couple of times. Great quality, great performance, great scent, if you want a different take on the mango note. Okay, my next entry in this list comes from the house of Zoologist. I just need to find it. This deserves, in my book, a lot more attention. This is Dodo. If you love blackcurrant, you're gonna definitely love this one. If you love animalic fragrances, you're gonna definitely love this one. This isn't everyone's cup of tea. A lot of people, unfamiliarized people with niche scents, will be tempted to say that you smell like sweat. It isn't the case. You have a huge load of blackcurrant absolute in this one, and it smells simply gorgeous. I love wearing this one, especially in hot summer days, because it's very refreshing. You get all the aspects of the blackcurrant, you get the buds, you get the leaves, you get the tree itself. You also get some fruity facets, and it's simply amazing stuff with very good performance also. So be very careful how much you apply if you decide to wear Dodo. And by the way, my bottle is Dodo 2020, so the second iteration of Dodo from the house of Zoologist. My next entry comes from Tom Ford, because, as I said it in my last video, I'm not a big fan of Tom Ford in general, but you need to give credit where credit is due. And one of my most beautiful and underrated hidden gems is this one. And I simply love it, because it's very soothing, it's very calming, and it's very creamy and beautiful. Lavender Palm. You have palm tree leaf combined with lavender. It's very creamy. You might have the impression that you are actually wearing a body lotion cream, but I simply love it for what it is. Nothing complex, but high quality ingredients, very nice smell, and also very good performance with this one also on my skin. Tom Ford Lavender Palm from the Private Blend collection. And let's move on to my next entry in this list. My next entry comes from the house of Byredo. Again, a lot of people might disagree, saying that Byredo isn't by any chance a good house. I don't have any issue with this house. I actually enjoy wearing their creations. I don't actually love all their creations, but this one to me is very attractive. It's called Slow Dance. I don't know for what reason, but this on me smells like juicy, dark cherries. It does not feature the ingredient. It doesn't have cherry in the note breakdown. Still, on my skin, from day one, from the first spray, this has smelled like dark, juicy cherries. And I simply love it, because I love cherries in fragrances. And this one, out of nowhere, managed to surprise me a lot. Love the smell, love the quality, and also love the performance that I get with this one. Especially good during warmer seasons, but no issues to report during cooler days. And my last entry in this video comes from the house of Inizio, and this has to be one of my favorite, all-time favorite incense fragrances. This is called Magnetic Blend 8 from the house of Inizio. If you love a multifaceted incense note, you're gonna definitely love this one. Stunning stuff, at least for me. Very good performance, very good incense note. It's green, it's balsamic, it's smoky, it's woody. Basically, you have all the facets of the incense accord. Highly recommend it if you love incense, first and foremost, fragrances that give you a, let's say, peaceful state of mind, melancholic and meditative at the same time. Inizio Perfumery Magnetic Blend 8 is my last fragrance in this list with what I consider to be some hidden gems in the world of perfumery. As I said in the beginning of this video, this is my personal opinion, this is based on my experience. There could have been a lot more fragrances in this video, but then the whole length of the video would have been about 2 hours, and it isn't the case. What I need you to understand is that I consider them to be hidden gems, that they deserve a lot more spotlight, they deserve to be a lot more in the face of the audience, of, I don't know, frag heads, if I can use this word, mainly because they aren't very talked about. And it's a pity, because they are great fragrances, great quality ingredients, and also great performance. And they somehow go under the radar. They are not noticed by the vast majority of consumers, of frag heads, and even collectors for that matter. That's why, just like always, I recommend them to you, at least to give them a try, at least to buy a sample, a decant, to wear them on your own skin. And of course, afterwards, based on your own opinions, you should decide if it's worth buying or not buying the whole bottle. I'm gonna stop here. This has been my video with what I consider to be hidden gems in the world of perfumery. I'm gonna catch you in the next one. As always, my friends, be safe, be good. Peace.